Hi, Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Shahriar Hussain. I'm a PhD student at International Institute for Halal Research and Training, we call INHAT. So this morning I'll be presenting article review on the impact of COVID-19 on halal industry in Malaysia. So this presentation actually our class assignment. So I'm presenting on behalf of the team. So next. Basically the impact of COVID-19 on halal industry in Malaysia. So when Malaysia lockdown announced by the government, we have really have some experience that we never had before. Many researchers began to realize that the impact of COVID-19 will be dynamic. So this presentation captured the impact of COVID-19 on halal industry in Malaysia. So the impact of COVID-19, the purpose actually for the paper to undertake to realize the real-time assessment of the impact of COVID-19 on halal industry in Malaysia. And the way we design our paper, basically we review of current events and the recent article review on the impact of COVID-19 around the world and on halal industry. The finding of the paper, basically we focus on some sector in halal industry, especially halal food, halal cosmetics and pharmaceuticals, Muslim friendly travel, and halal logistics. So basically we try to focus the how halal businesses crisis are measured and the impact whether crisis management plans are in place to deal effectively with this crisis in Malaysia. And this paper will add value to the policymaker, investor, and the halal investor in halal industry as well. What we see in 2019 was the rapid growth of the halal industry, and it 3.1 trillion in total, food, non-food, and services. So it was it's a actually big industry. So the next. So the background of the article actually, as everyone knows, the great anxiety in the world, US-China trade war and the Brexit issue, and newly COVID-19 comes in. So due to the impact of COVID-19, like other countries in Malaysia, like other countries also in Malaysia, economy has hit a roadblock, and the economy has to adopt a new normal. So what we have now are emerging business model, new experience, and then new way of working. So the background in Malaysia, the COVID-19 cases in Malaysia was reported on 25th January 2020 on a traveler from China, and then the country has decided to close all the businesses, school, college, public gathering, and even the halal industry trade fair also has been postponed. So moving to the problem statement. Once government in Malaysia implement and announce movement control order, people are asked to stay at home. As the COVID-19 spread globally, the halal industry is beginning to feel the early impact in their halal supply chain, including business operation, halal logistics service, and halal tourism as well. The research question that we have developed, the four research questions we have developed, like what are the major potential impact crises of concerned halal industry. Number two, what specific actions are included in development, implementing, and managing the impact of COVID-19? So what tools and methodologies do the industry player use to measure and deal with the crisis? Number four, how effective are the plans for unprecedented event that can interrupt halal industry? Then moving to the objectives, the very simple objectives to classify actually to understand the crisis of COVID-19 on halal industry around the world and in Malaysia especially, as they consider a global halal hub. So let's go to literature review. Here COVID-19 was originally from Wuhan, was brought to the world attention in January 2020. So in 23rd January one was locked down, and some countries also was locked down, and some country reduced operation, businesses and service. And Malaysia was implement MCO in 18 March 2020, and there are some industry was affected due to a stay-at-home social distancing policy that was applied along with MCO. Yes, here is the details activity from the government in Malaysia. So from the Malaysian government implement movement control order in first, second, third phase since 18 March to 28 April 2020, and at the phase 4, the Malaysian government announced conditional movement control order, which is called CMCO. Is once the active cases decline, and they start to slowly landing approach in the economy. So conditional movement control order was implemented 29 April to 12 May, and same goes to the 29th May, and the phase 5 also conditional movement control order until 9 June 2020. So now we are on phase 6. It's called RMCO, Recovery Movement Control Order, 10 June to 31st August 2020. So moving to the next world scenario. Here is the confirmed cases and new cases, total death, new death from the World Health Organization. So we get the information based on the world region. So next is methodology. From the methodology part, we just included reviewing current event and the activity from the government and authority, recent articles on the impact of COVID-19 around the world on halal industry. So analysis and discussion. The discussion here, the major potential impact crisis of consent tourism, halal tourism, basically because of travel ban, cancellation visa, postponed tourism activities, even the economic recession also. So another industry is food and beverage and event industry, and that industry also badly impacted. So MCO lead to shut down all the F&B businesses, food and beverage businesses in the cities, and people were asked to stay at home. And even for the event also, some exhibitions, seminar, live music show, conference, wedding parties, and many more event was postponed. Halal export and halal tourism also affected due to COVID-19 outbreak, because all the logistic service was stopped, and even the Malaysian Ministry of Tourism and Culture has cancelled the ongoing Visit Malaysia 2020 campaign. So here we can see the hospitality and the hotel industry in Malaysia. So the survey from Malaysian Association of Hotel, the total room cancellation 170,085, and the losses due to room cancellation 68,190,364. And another survey on the hotel industry workers, is out of 54,299 sample size, the number of workers facing unpaid leave is 9,773. So moving to impact on airlines and aviation industry, is almost around the world is badly impacted. Even all three Malaysian major airlines, namely AirAsia, Malindo, and Malaysian Airlines, have installed salary cut off range and unpaid leave also on the salary range and position. So here is the some conclusion and the recommendation. The coronavirus gives the big impact of halal export of Malaysia and the impact of the other contributor as well, especially SMEs. So to recommendation to SMEs to check their cash flow and have some discussion with renegotiate with the suppliers regarding for the for their order was made before. And what we can see some changes in the halal industry employees having no choice but to work remotely. And so even now for the students and employees in the halal industry to cultivate a mindset of being continuous improvement in learning and acquiring multiple skills for existing workforce and the workforce of the future in halal industry, that we believe that requires not just reskilling but multi-skilling and lifelong learning as well. So thank you so much everyone for listening. Assalamu alaikum.